This Mike Ask All the Football Questions is very Dallas Cowboys centric.
Okay.
Here. My first question is, yesterday you guys had Philadelphia as the number 1 team in your power rankings in the NFC, and you had Dallas number 2. My question to you guys is, what makes Philadelphia better than Dallas?
I think
they have more wins.
Okay. I was going to put it in terms of they have been more consistent. I wonder if you think they have an advantage on the offensive line. Not a big advantage, mind you, but I wonder about that. And so, yeah, that's what I would go with.
They've had their quarterback all year.
Which helps.
That is a huge factor in why the Cowboys, didn't win that game specifically. The first game of the season, they looked bad because Dak didn't look prepared to play against Tampa Bay. That's how the offense looked like it didn't know what it was doing.
The whole offense, right? The offensive line was bad. Dak was bad.
The defense was good.
Bad.
Yeah. Plainly, they've had their quarterback all year, and that quarterback came into the season with something to prove. And I think they really refined what that offense is. But right. I think more importantly, they just had their quarterback all year.
I'm going to get more specific here with these questions because I think because I have Dallas ahead of Philadelphia barely. I think it's a coin flip. I understand what you guys. Who's a better quarterback, Hurts or Dak, in your mind?
Okay,
and just for 2022, not for their career.
And I swear, I'm not trying to agitate anybody.
Okay.
Just right now, if you look at 2022, you have to say that Jalen Hurts has been the better quarterback. However, what I will say to balance that out is I think there's still room and time I think Dak is the better quarterback.
Okay.
But in this space, in this season, Jalen Hurts has been better.
Go ahead, Corey.
Yes. I agree with that because we've had more to see from Jalen Hurts for sure. I think Dak's the better quarterback. Okay. And I don't think there's. I really think
it's a great discussion.
I think there's a lot of separation there still. Jalen has made a tremendous leap from last year to this kind of goes back to again Dak's history. We go with Dak early, and you're like, okay, he plays well within the system, all these things. Can he take another leap? And he does. And you're like, oh wow, that's impressive. He takes another one. You're like, wow. And then maybe he caps at a certain area. And I think Jalen will cap at a place. I don't think he's going to be Mahomes, but I think that he's kind of right there in that range of like 8 to 12, 13 kind of quarterback.
Who has the better running game? And the reason I say that is because Jalen Hurts is a major part of Philadelphia's running game. So I can't say running backs.
I still say the Cowboys.
Man, it was interesting seeing Dak ran multiple times on plays that they were designed for him to run on. And somebody, this guy that I follow on Twitter was like, this is crazy to hold your breath every time Dak runs just because he had a freak accident a couple of years ago. No, I don't think it is. Every time I see Dak run, I'm like, don't get hurt, please. I love Cooper Rush, but I don't want Dak out there. So I still think that Zeke and Tony Pollard are a better combo than them.
Let me make sure I have this right. We're split on the quarterback situation. You lean towards Jalen Hurts, and Corey, you lean towards Dak Prescott.
Yep.
Right now, you guys both lean towards Dallas having the better running game?
Yep.
All right. Wide receivers or pass catchers, if you want to include, because I'm going to include the tight ends. Who has the better weapons to catch the ball?
Well, going forward, Goddard's not there.
Yeah, and they said he'll be back at some point. I'll give a very slight edge to the quality over the quantity because the 1-2 punch of Brown and Devontae Smith is, in this moment, more impressive than CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. However, if it evolves into, Tony Pollard doing some of the same stuff that he did on Sunday,
it's interesting.
I'm going to try to pitch that tomorrow.
Or Odell Beckham Jr. joining the team.
That is a very great point.
Are you going to try and pitch that to Kellen Moore?
Hell yeah, I am.
Tomorrow? More Tony?
Yeah, I'm going to put together the case that, hey, make this happen and good things happen.
Tony Pollard is one of your best receiving options.
It's a fact. So right now, and this is the second thing. So again, advantage Philadelphia. But if you remember, same thing I said with the quarterback. I see the path to the Cowboys taking this advantage and overthrowing Philly for sure.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia, A.J. Brown, that connection that they have there.
I'm
and
with
Smith,
you guys on this. So I think that they have the better pass catchers. I lean towards Dax a little bit better than Jalen Hurts. The running game is so close that it's tough because Jalen Hurts is such a major threat, and you're not expecting him to run when he drops back to pass. And that makes, somewhat I'll lean towards advantage Philadelphia, even though I like Tony Pollard and Zeke. It's very close. And then I lean towards, hey, Philadelphia has the better weapons when it comes to outside. And now I go to the defense. And I'm just going to split this into two categories. Run defense, Philadelphia, right?
Sure.
It's not close.
Sure.
How about pass defense?
Yeah, I would argue the exact same thing. Dallas has the most dominating pass defense that we have seen in a long time.
Yep, the Dallas pass defense is superior.
So then you're kind of split there, as in they have the better run defense, you have the better pass defense, you have the better pass rush, right? I believe the Cowboys have the best pass rush in the NFL.
They have the best pass rush in the NFL, and if you just look
historic.
If you look at stats, this is the best one in 10 years, and I think the second best start they've ever had from a sack perspective. Now, keep in mind, that starts in the 80s, so I know there's complex stuff happening.
It's obviously, I think, very close to go 1-2 with Dallas, Philadelphia on who you think is better right now, and then better position in the playoffs. And I would say Philadelphia's most likely you're going to have to go through Philadelphia because they only have one loss. You're probably going to have to win out to get that home field advantage.
I will say this. Take this for what you will. Cowboys have an advantage on special teams as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Did we say run defense that the Eagles are better?
We did.
But
I just think because the Cowboys are so bad.
Okay,
they suck too at run defense.
Yeah. Do you know what their average per carry is against them?
It's like 4.5 yards.
4.6.
Yeah, it's
you know what the Cowboys is?
4.7.
4.7.
So
They've given up 9 rushing touchdowns. The Cowboys have only given up 5 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think we have a better run defense.
Oh, okay.
We've given up, 400 more yards?
After this conversation, Corey, would you change Dallas to being better than Philadelphia? I get the records.
I think Dallas is better than Philadelphia. They beat us. I mean, and it wasn't decisively, really, honestly. I mean, you had Cooper Rush on the field. I think the Cowboys came into this season as the better team and still are the better team. But Philadelphia has shown the world that they can be what their record is, and their record is what they are right now. In
my brain, when you first asked this question, I was thinking that Philadelphia is 3 to 5% better than Dallas. Okay. So I think the margin is very close. My next question, based off of Monday Night Football. Yesterday, Kevin, you had 49ers at 3. Corey, you had the 49ers outside your top 4 in the NFC. What are your thoughts on the 49ers now after watching them play Monday Night Football?
I moved them up, and I moved the Vikings to 5, and I moved the Seahawks to 4. And so I moved the Niners up to 3, and they could very easily make their way up to 1.
Okay.
The 49ers are 3, and this is the part that might seem confusing. That is the team I least want to play.
I hear what you're saying.
That's the team I picked to win the Super Bowl.
I'm re-ranking my teams. As yesterday I said Dallas 1 and Philadelphia 2. I'm going 49ers 1, Dallas 2, Philadelphia 3.
Wow.
And also I believe that at the end of the year, 49ers are going to win their division, so they're going to get a home game to start the playoffs off. And that, I think, helps them in their path to the Super Bowl. So I think right now the 49ers are going to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay. I mean, look, after last night, it's tough to argue. I'm hoping that Seattle can pull it out, and San Francisco will be stuck in the same boat, because we should have a better record than the 49ers.
And I'm really hoping somehow the Cowboys don't play the 49ers in the playoffs. I think that's a horrible matchup.
I could see that.
All right, my next question. This goes back to the Dallas Cowboys. With Tyron Smith coming back in a couple weeks, he's not playing Thursday.
And he won't play.
I don't think he'll play.
Yeah.
All right, let's say this works out. I'll ask this first question, and then this will be the end of my football questions, even though I have more. How many games do you think Tyron Smith plays in the regular season, and is he completely healthy and ready to go for the playoffs?
I think
3.
He plays 3 regular season games and is good for the playoffs.
No.
And he's not good for the playoffs.
I think he's dinged up for the playoffs.
All right, so let me then throw out the most positive thing I'm going to say about the Dallas Cowboys here. Tyron Smith, let's just say it works out. He plays the 3 regular season games, and he plays great in the playoffs, and you make it to the NFC Championship game. I won't go further than that, but let's just say you go that far. if it works out and Tyron Smith wants to play football again next year, do you say, hey, we got Tyler Smith to play your position? You're not going to play till after Thanksgiving. You're actually, for what's best for you and what's best for our team is you don't play until December. So yes, you're on the team. We're going to pay you all this money. It worked out in a way that you played great in the playoffs. You played great in the games where we needed playoff positioning and everything. So Tyron Smith, the way your body works, we can't have you do training camp. We can't have you play in September, October, and November. What we're going to do is we're going to prepare you to play in December and January.
All right, so I see where you're going with
Very
that.
Roger Clemens, Houston Astros
It's
of me.
very it's anti what Mike McCarthy likes. Mike McCarthy likes offensive lines that have played together. And I think he would want that group of five that has played together the most on the field together during the playoffs. So I understand what you're trying to accomplish there. It goes against what Mike McCarthy preaches. So I don't think it's the best thing for it. Put Tyron out there and just let him play. And if he stays healthy, man, that's great for us.
I'm trying a different tactic. I'm telling everyone in the organization to shut their effing mouths, and I quietly see what the trade value is for Tyron Smith, because that was the problem with
Next
Amari
year?
Cooper. Yeah.
Okay.
Because everybody in the world knew that you were willing to move off of him, and that's why he didn't get anything for him. So I would just gauge the interest.
Great discussion. My last thing that I had is, did you know the Cowboys have given up the least amount of points in the NFL at 167? If you look at just the NFC, which I think points given up might give you a better indicator of where teams are at. Second is San Francisco. Third is Tampa Bay. Fourth is Philadelphia. If you go for points for in the NFC, it's Philadelphia 1, Atlanta 2, Seattle 3, and Dallas 4.
Wow. That is a good combination, and you're right. So while everyone was burying this defense for one off week, they are the best defense in the NFL in terms of points allowed this season.